إن تتبعون إلا الظن وإن أنتم إلا تخرصون إن تتبعون إلا الظن وإن أنتم إلا تخرصون قل فلله الحجة البالغة فلو شاء لهداكم أجمعين الله وإن أنتم إلا تخرصون إن تتبعون إلا الظن وإن أنتم إلا تخرصون قل فلله الحجة البالغة فلو شاء لهداكم أجمعين الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Animals in the Bible. Let the Bible speak. Leviticus chapter 20 verse 15 and 16. We read, if a man has sexual relation with an animal, he must be put to death, and you must kill the animal. If a woman approaches an animal to have sexual relation with it, kill both the woman and the animal. They must be put to death. Their blood will be on their own heads. I don't know how will you put the blood of the animal on his own heads. Exodus chapter 21 verse 28 and verse 29. When an ox gores a man or a woman to death, the ox should be stoned to death. The ox should be stoned to death? How will you stone an ox? And the meat of the ox shouldn't be eaten, but the owner of the ox shouldn't be punished. So you will kill the ox by stone to death. Then you should not eat the meat of the ox. I mean, why you didn't slaughter the ox? Then you make use of it and give the meat to those people who are in need. Exodus chapter 21 verse 29. However, if the ox has gored people in the past and its owner had been warned but did not watch out for it, and the ox ends up killing a man or a woman, then the ox should be stoned to death, and its owner should also be put to death. I really wonder, how will you stone the ox? Exodus chapter 21 verse 32. If the ox gores a male or female slave, the owner will pay 30 silver shekels to the slave's owner, and the ox will be stoned to death. How will you stone him to death? I really cannot imagine an ox being stoned to death. Genesis chapter 3 verse 14. So the Lord God says to the snake, because of what you have done, you will be the only animal to suffer this curse. So the snake is cursed by God. For as long as you live, you will crawl in your stomach and you eat dirt. Verse 15, Genesis chapter 3 verse 15. You and this woman will hate each other. Your descendants and hers will always be enemies. One of hers will strike you on the head, and you will strike him on the heel. 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 3. Listen to this very carefully. It's during war. So go now and strike down the Amalekites. Destroy everything that they have. Don't spare them. Put to death man, woman, child, infant, ox, sheep, camel, and donkey alike. My God, even animal, kill them all. Don't leave anyone alive. 1 Samuel chapter 22 verse 19. As for not the city of the priests, he struck down with the sword men and women, children and infants, oxen, donkeys, and sheep, all with sword. You have to kill also oxen, donkeys, and sheep by sword. Joshua chapter 6 verse 21. And they utterly destroy all that was in the city, both man and woman, young and old, and ox and sheep and donkeys. With the edge of the sword, kill them all, even animals kill them. Exodus chapter 34, verse 20. You can save the life of a firstborn donkey by sacrificing a lamb. If you don't, you must break the donkey's neck. Poor donkey, you have to break his neck. So this is some of the verses about animals in the Bible and the love of God of the Bible to the animals. Thank you very much. Jazakumullah khair. Barakallah fikum. Peace be with all of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace.